What is going on, everybody? This is CCW. I'm Nick,
And I'm Joe.
and we're back with your Monday Night Raw review. There's your October
It's a
sound
Halloween.
effects.
It's a Halloween raw sound.
Yeah. It also means I'm sick of this boo sheet. So, per the norm,
Boo sheet.
we're in Sacramento. We got Joe Tessitore and Wade Barrett on commentary.
I
Unfortunately,
miss Michael Cole already.
as I said, unfortunately, I don't mind these guys. Guys, these aren't the worst. Uh,
No, they're not Tony Schiavone and Nigel McGuinness.
they're not Tony Schiavone and whoever they have with him.
Yeah, because that show's not Nigel's fault.
We get an in-ring. That was probably the other problem that we didn't bring up for Wrestle Dream, by the way. Taz wasn't there, so Shivani was on commentary again.
No Taz, or I understand Taz not being there, but is Brian Danielson not allowed into St. Louis?
Was he not
For some
there? I
reason?
thought he was there.
He wasn't on commentary.
Oh, maybe I just imagined he was there.
You were probably playing his commentary in your head to block out Shivani.
Anyways, that's probably true. Um, we get the in-ring segment, which is unfortunate. Pierce actually announcing, well, he's there to announce that he had to strip Seth of the world title. However, in the process of all this, Braun shows up backstage with Paul, and he has the world title with him, and they go to walk to the ring. And basically, Pierce says that he will crown a new champ at Saturday night's main event. It's going to be CM Punk versus whoever wins the Battle Royal being held later tonight. At which point, Pierce demands the title from Breaker. Breaker basically wants him to say please. He finally says, "Would you respectfully please hand me the title?" At which point, Braun hands it to Heyman, who hands it to Pierce. Which this whole segment I didn't need, but then was glad that it happened later.
Yes, foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing. But Heyman does then, after Pierce leaves the ring, Heyman's like, hey, we didn't have, like, the vision didn't have anything to do with Seth Rollins. It was for Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Heyman called him a bum shoulder bitch and said this is a revision of the future. I mean, there were definitely way more words, but that's the gist of it. Honestly, not a bad overall segment.
No, I liked the way it opened up. It
Um,
made it made Braun look like a big deal.
yep.
It gave them kayfabe reason as to why they turned on Seth, and not just because he was hurt and we had to move the story forward.
Right.
It was fine.
And this,
Pierce
go ahead.
actually having a backbone is refreshing as well.
Yep. So this specifically leads to two or three other amazing moments that happens throughout the night, and actually gives us probably one of Becky Lynch's best moments in like 3 years.
Yeah,
I am excited to talk about all this stuff later on with you guys because I was pleased with a lot of things that happened. And then one thing brought the entire show down to fuck WWE for me. One thing, and that's all it takes.
it's just me, Oos.
Backstage, the Judgment Day are annoyed with Dom, which is fine. Which is fine. I'd be annoyed with Dom too.
Sure.
He got us into this mess. Now we got to get ourselves out of it. But yeah, we can beat AJ and Dragon Lee.
Dragon Lee.
So we get our first match, which is the World Tag Team Championship match. It's AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus the Judgment Day, Finn Balor and JD McDonagh.
McDonut. This was my match of the night.
This was also my match of the night. Funny enough, if you've clicked into this video, you saw the thumbnail that I am now sending to Joe.
Nice.
I actually was not expecting for the end of this match to happen the way that it did.
Me either, but I was super glad when it happened.
So, for those of you that don't know, AJ is actually my favorite active wrestler. has been for a while. Well, ever since Undertaker retired. But honestly, probably a little bit before then, because Taker should have retired way, way before he did. But yeah, no, AJ Styles is my favorite active wrestler, and I was really excited to see him get at least one more championship run before he goes. I was kind of hoping that it would have been for like the IC title or something like that, but I'll take a tag team run.
I don't think this is the end of him winning belts in WWE by any means. They've got until the end of next year.
Yeah. However, so to talk about the match just a smidge, there's this extremely great spot where AJ gets tagged in and he goes to run the ropes, and McDonough pulls the rope down and AJ fell out of the ring. I just thought it was really fun. Well done.
Yep.
AJ ends up hitting a phenomenal forearm, but JD breaks up the pin attempt. Dragon Lee saves...
At 2.999. Great camera work by the production people, because he came out of nowhere.
Absolutely. And then it happened again.
Yes, it did.
Where Dragon Lee saves a pin attempt off a coup de grace by diving over.
Yeah, he jumped over JD.
Somehow he got over that big-ass head.
He orbited JD McDonough's head.
In fact, if you've ever played Mario Galaxy, it's like when you when you're just outside of orbit and it slingshots you over. Anyways, all the jokes aside, it was a great spot. I loved it. And then Styles hits a Styles Clash and gets the 3 count. And AJ and Dragon Lee are now the new World Tag Team Champions. I put let's fucking go, let's go. I don't know why I said let's go twice.
Great. You really want to go. It was great.
Great match.
Great match.
I love... Dude, AJ Styles is so good. Even at his age. So good. Dragon Lee is better than what I feel people give him credit for. And I'm glad he's finally being used for something besides background vision stuff.
Yeah, and not LWO stuff when Ray was still active.
Yeah. Backstage segment, Jimmy and Jay are talking. Jay admits that what he said wasn't right. Jimmy says Jay lost because Jay stopped believing in Jay, which is probably more true than anything. Jimmy says that Jay needs to figure it out because tonight they're both in the Battle Royal. Jay asks if they're good though, and Jimmy says yeet, and they're good until now. Match 2 was another pretty good fucking match between Dominic and Rusev. Which, listen,
Dom's growing on me, but at some point they're going to run out of these types of finishes that are great.
They are,
and it's going to be right back to where we were. But his ability to get out of these situations he puts himself in
creative ways,
becoming really great.
So the match starts super quick. Dom attacks Rusev by diving over the top ropes to get the early edge. It didn't last long.
Not at all.
At which point Rusev spends most of the rest of the match just beating the hell out of him, per the norm. He eventually goes for the accolade. Dom scurries away and goes to leave, but then Penta stops him. At this point, because of all the distraction and everything going on, he's able to slip the bell hammer back into his boot again. However, Rusev stops him, takes the hammer out, goes to hit him with the hammer because he's mad. The ref grabs the hammer, and while the ref's putting the hammer over, giving the hammer back to the table, Dom kicks him in the dick from behind, and then hits a 619 splash and gets the win. I was like, LMAO, somehow he always finds a way. Always finds a way.
Rusev catches him, but then ends up being his own worst enemy by trying to utilize it. It all backfires, and Dom escapes again.
So, after what I didn't mention during the match, when Penta does stop Dom from being able to run away, Rusev ends up taking Penta out. And I had to bring that up because post-match, Penta comes in from out of nowhere and hits a springboard tornado DDT on Rusev. And I said my guess is we're going to get a triple threat match. Probably at the next pay-per-view.
Saturday night main event, probably.
You think it's be Saturday Night Main Event?
Oh no, because they would have announced that already.
Mm-hmm.
No, they've got a show before. They've got a show in between now and then.
We'll see. But
yeah, they've got a Raw next week that they can announce it. I think it's going to be announced for Saturday Night Main Event. I think they're going to load this card up because they know they're going to crown a new champion.
What I could see them doing is I could see them having a 1v1 number one contendership match. Put Dom as the special guest referee. This is what I would do because I think this would be fun. This could be Saturday Night's Main Event, right? Put Dom as a special guest referee, Rusev versus Penta, which is going to be chaos. Dom screws him, and then that gives Pierce the chance to be like, you know what? Since you know you don't want to call this down the middle, triple threat match at whatever the fuck pay-per-view was.
War Games.
But we'll see. I do know at some point we're gonna get a triple threat match. Dom's still probably gonna win. Because we're stuck with this fucking train for the next 6 months. Oh Lord. All right.
And it's all downhill from here, folks.
Not all downhill. Not all downhill. Mostly. So we get a women's Intercontinental Championship match, Becky Lynch versus Maxine Dupree. And first and foremost, I actually think this match is legitimately worse than the last match the two had together.
What did I tell you? What did I message you? If anybody tells me that this is a great match, I will stop watching wrestling forever.
You wouldn't, but I understood the sentiment.
I don't know, dude. You start telling me this is great. Nah.
I will say the one good spot that I liked the entire match. I said Maxine Dupree might have the best reversal for a disarmer I have ever seen. She got put in a disarmer and did a backhand spring roll through. And somehow turned it into a ankle lock, which I thought was pretty cool. Otherwise,
yep.
The rest of this match was pretty trash. Pretty trash. I also have no clue. So I liked the finish too. Becky getting herself intentionally disqualified. Heels don't do this enough.
Well, it's because it's usually reserved for like chicken shit heels. Becky's not necessarily a chicken shit heel.
Dude!
Not to Dupree, but she's a frustrated heel who wanted nothing to do with this match.
You know who is a chicken shit heel? Dom!
Who's that? Yeah.
Why has Dom not intentionally gotten himself disqualified?
He has before. Not recently.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't mind the creative ways they've been doing it the last month and a half. That's fun. I feel like heels should do stuff like this a little more often. Now, I obviously don't want it to happen all the time because you don't want to ruin the mystique of when it does happen. But it should happen more than it does, in my opinion. But yeah, she just straight up blasts Maxine with the title. And honestly, they mainly did this to save Maxine, which I think was stupid. And that's probably where my main problem is, though, with this whole thing. So,
yeah, what's the point of protecting Maxine in victory? She was never going to actually pin Becky.
I think the point was to protect her in front of her home crowd because she was the home crowd favorite. Not obviously.
Oh yeah, they did mention that she is from Sacramento.
But I don't care because you know what? It's Maxine Dupree and it's Becky fucking Lynch. Okay, like
yep.
Becky could have just won.
At her level on the card for a reason.
And guys, between me and Joe, I am more of the Maxine Dupree fan. I do think she's not as bad as what most people, not even most people, honestly, people liked their last match together. I think she's okay, and I think she's getting better. And I've always said she definitely needs more reps in the ring to get better. But no, she should have just flat out lost. Like, there's no reason to not have Becky go ahead.
Honestly, in a frustrated and angry Becky should have just made quick work of her.
Right. Then we get So hear me out. I didn't mind the segment, but I am not a fan of backstage pre-taped segments the way WWE does them.
You prefer the earlier today and of AEW.
I do actually because it still feels more natural. Uh, whereas this doesn't. This feels like a soap opera. However, I didn't hate it overall. Asuka and Kyrie are basically just talking shit. And then said that they need a new challenge and they want gold around their waist. So look out, tag team division. We're coming. We're back. Which is fine. And then, oh Lord, we get what is probably the worst Stephanie Vaquer match. And it's not even really her fault.
Oh, you're not even going to talk about the Braun and Paul Heyman segment?
Oh, sorry. I still write it out as if... I have match 4, and then my next paragraph is backstage segment that interrupted the match. Love this segment, though. So, even though the match with Becky was pointless, I love this moment. So, backstage, Pierce... basically Heyman comes to talk to Pierce, and Pierce is like, hey, guess what? Breaker and Reed are out of the Battle Royal. And he's like, I bet you want them I bet you want me to put him back in, don't you? And Heyman's like, well, yeah. And he's like, ask me politely. Say please. As revenge for what happened earlier in the night. And Heyman's like, would you please let them back in? And Pierce goes, no. It closes the door on him. At which point, Becky Lynch then shows up and stares him down, and Heyman starts pleading with her, and is like, look, I had no choice. There's still a place for you in the vision. You know, you're the breadwinner of the family now. And she fucking grabs him by the tie and yanks him close and is like, look, I don't like you, you penguin-faced prick. I've never liked you. I've never trusted you. And guess what? Seth didn't trust you either, and he's surprised this didn't even happen sooner. She said, but don't worry, when he comes back, she's not going to hurt you, just everyone close to you. And she let go and walked off, and I damn near stood up and clapped. There was also more words said there.
Yeah, it was good. It was really nice intensity by Becky. Actually made Becky come across as a person and not this character that she's been playing for far too long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I loved it. Best promo she's given in months.
Agreed. And that's not just me saying it. That's Sports Illustrated. That's Bleacher Report. That's them saying it.
So back to the match. Which is unfortunately breaking up my happiness. So Vaquer goes, so there's this bridge move that tons of people do, men, women, where one of the ladies are laying on the other and they use each other's body to bridge, to basically backbend and bridge and then turn around. It usually leads into either, for the men it's usually like a power bomb, for the women it's usually like a pile driver or something like that. And they couldn't do it at all. They tried 3 separate fucking times. Finally, they just flipped over and said, fuck the bridge.
Yep.
And the match was pretty sloppy for the entire run. At which point, Vaquer eventually wins with the Angel Wings. And then post-match, Raquel and Roxanne jump her. And then I put, and goddamn Nikki Bella ruins my night, even my night.
Her music hit and I laughed out loud, and I just thought of you the whole time. I was like, oh, Nick's gonna love her all over this segment.
And she comes out, and then a scary moment where Vaquer goes to do a springboard move, slips off the rope and lands funny. You don't know if she was going for a clothesline, a crossbody. It kind of looked like both.
Did you see the spot where Vaquer pushed Perez off the top rope and Perez about ate the floor fucking face first. Thankfully, Raquel was there to catch her.
No, I didn't.
You didn't see her push her off when. Oh man, that was
No.
a sketchy spot. This match was sloppy as all get.
But I did put there's a good chance Vaquer might have tweaked her knee, so I wouldn't be surprised if she doesn't do anything physical for a couple weeks. We'll see though, because she seemed to be walking back fine backstage after the bit.
When her and her new BFF got to talk to each other.
Fuck that shit, dude. I would rather Jey Uso be the world champion again.
Oh, let's not put things like that into the world.
Anyways, backstage, Pierce is talking to Lyra. Bailey shows up and is like, hey, I got you a birthday present, but you won't find out till next week. And Lyra was like, please just tell me. Please don't surprise me.
Yeah, she doesn't know what Bailey she's getting.
Also backstage, Heyman approaches Braun, and they don't understand why they aren't in the Battle Royal. And Heyman tries to explain, hey, in way more words than I'm saying right now, just listen to me, you're going to be okay. It was a lot of comparing. When Brock Lesnar was new, he listened to me and was a champion in 5 months. And when so-and-so, and I helped them get
CM Punk in the summer of blah, 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 blah. And Brock Lesnar and who else? Roman Reigns and blah, blah. He was using them all as examples because he's a little nervous around Braun.
He is. But they didn't look too bummed after they had the conversation, though. They were like, yeah, okay. Now, what I would have done is post Battle Royal, I'd have had Braun Breaker go out there and beat the brakes off their fucking ass.
Yep.
But that's just me.
Make him look strong since you're about to push him down our throats.
Just me. Anyways, backstage, because we needed 3 backstage segments in a row, Vaquer was thankful to Nikki for the help, and they are willing to help each other moving forward, at least for the time being. You have my back, and I've got yours. Fucking hate Nikki Bella so much.
Yeah, she just doesn't fit with this new generation of worker.
She didn't fit with the last one.
Presentation, well, she fit the presentation of the last one. She doesn't do that here. Right. She just stands out completely, and it's... I don't know. I'm glad she's got a job, but I don't need to see her this much.
Okay. So, anyways, Battle Royal. Anyways, that's our review for Raw.
The Battle Royal happened. Just tell them who won.
I think I'm rooting for Sheamus, even though he isn't winning. I'm also rooting for AJ Styles, even though he's not going to win. It's probably going to be LA Knight, which I'm fine with. I was wrong.
You sure were.
Listen, so about how many months ago was it we went to the Royal Rumble?
It was in January. It's been 10 months.
So about 10 months ago, right, we went to the Royal Rumble. Something Joe and I have had on our bucket list forever. And it was here, and we were excited. We went. We had a great time until Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble, and it was like the most deflating feeling. It almost felt like we wasted our money to go to this event, right? And now
the reason I will not go to Indy's WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And the reason I didn't go to WrestlePalooza, because I can't justify spending that kind of money to be that unhappy again.
Yeah. Like it was bad. He won, and then we left. Like we didn't stick around for the celebration. We didn't stick around for shit. We all looked at each other and was like, yeah, we could bounce.
Yeah, you guys want to get a jump on the traffic?
So while the stadium was yeeting, we yeeted ourselves out the fucking door.
Yeah, we did. To our $80 parking spot.
Speaking of yeeting, when Jay first came into the arena, he was holding a baby, and I was like, please don't yeet the baby.
Who'd you say that was Jimmy holding it?
No, it was Jay.
Oh, I was about to say I thought that was what you said. If I'm Jimmy and he yeeted a baby, I'd be like, nah, son, you ain't never holding the.
You ain't never holding my kid.
That's coming, right?
So, anyways, listen. I've got more than just standard end of the match gripes to fucking complain about. It still involves Jay. Don't get me wrong. And Jimmy. First and foremost, I feel like the last three that should have been in the match, if I'm being honest, regardless of who you want to win, I feel it should have came down between Jey Uso, LA Knight, and AJ Styles. I feel like that is the one way you're going to get people to not really have a solid who I think is going to win type of scenario, because all three of them, in today's current wrestling landscape, unfortunately for one of them, are viable world championship contenders. Instead, we do get one really cool spot where AJ yeets fucking Dom out of the ring, but the refs were too busy dealing with the fighting that Sheamus was doing, so he just went back into the ring and got away with it.
Yeah, because Sheamus was fighting. Oh God, who was
he? It was JD and Finn.
Yeah, he fought. He was fighting both of them.
So that was really cool how they pulled that off. Again, some more bullshit for Dom. But no, they had fucking Jimmy Uso eliminate AJ Styles, guys. Jimmy Uso eliminated AJ Styles.
Don't you know who his cousin is?
I don't give a fuck if it's president. I don't care. It's stupid.
That's how they book now, dude.
Like, it's not even creative. Like Maven eliminating Undertaker in the Royal Rumble creative. Like, this is just
be that creative anymore.
Stupid.
So they don't.
So, anyways, AJ gets eliminated, which I didn't expect him to win. I wrote that in my notes. He's not winning.
But Jimmy Uso.
But Jimmy fucking Uso, dude. I'd have rather Dom did it. At least storyline-wise, it makes sense.
Oh, shit.
So, then Jimmy goes to eliminate, who is it? LA Knight.
Ain't it?
It's a fucking LA Knight. Him and LA are at the fucking side after Jimmy just pulled his brother in from getting eliminated.
Yeah, Jimmy saved Jay on like 3 separate occasions, it seemed like.
And the one moment they get the chance, Jay tosses him and LA Knight over at the same time, which makes sense storyline-wise. Do not get me wrong. I get it. Like, he's got the deception with his brother shit going on. I'm pretty sure we're going to get a Punk title reign starting at Saturday Night's Main Event. I fucking pray. I will quit watching
sure
WWE.
So.
I will quit watching. Anyways.
I don't disagree.
So, like, storyline-wise, I get it. Cool. Whatever. Like, he had to be cutthroat to whatever. Ugh.
Even the Punk, because now Punk can fight the Vision or the Revision, whatever they want to call themselves, and it still makes sense because it's Seth Rollins adjacent. Then when Seth comes back, maybe he's got an uneasy ally in Punk against the Vision. So it can kind of, even though I don't think Seth's going to be back anytime super soon.
Did he surgery? Did he actually have surgery, or is that just a storyline thing?
I don't know. You can't trust anything they say anymore because, well, that's what happens when you start working the boys and not telling wrestlers in fear of it leaking. And now anything that comes out, you can't trust.
Right. Anyways,
unless SRS says it, I don't believe anything anymore. He at least takes the time to fact check his stuff.
So then it leaves it down to Dom and fucking Jay. And Jay's not paying attention to Dom, and I'm like, are they really going to do this? Like,
you were excited for that brief window.
I was excited for Dom. Like, listen, guys, I don't like either of these guys, but there's one I clearly hate more than the other.
And it kind of writes itself, right? Because all of Judgment Day is kind of falling, but he's rising.
Right. So I'm like, bro, all right. But no, he goes to do the 619 and just gets yeeted over the fucking top rope, and it's fucking Jay in the middle of the ring. I didn't even watch the celebration. I turned off the fucking stream.
You've seen it live.
No, I didn't. We walked the fuck out. Listen, I don't.
Okay, we heard it as we walked out.
I just, bruh. I even tweeted. Like, listen,
Oh, I'm sure you did.
I legit would have rather seen CM Punk versus either AJ Styles or LA Knight. Honestly, I think him and LA Knight.
I think the LA Knight match and Punk and him would have been great.
Yeah. So.
Hell, you know what? I wouldn't even be mad at an LA Knight reign right now.
I wouldn't either.
Punk doesn't need the title.
Anybody but Jay. Listen, I don't care. It could be Punk. It could be Knight. Honestly, at this point, the fucking Santino Marella could come back and win it. I don't care. I just do not want... Listen. Santino Marella. I don't even need Santino. Get his sister in there. I'm tired, Coach.
What is that from? You've said it twice now.
It's a movie, and I don't remember what movie, but it basically just means like, you know, I'm exhausted of what's going on.
Well, yeah, I gathered that much.
I just don't remember what it's off of.
That's okay. It doesn't matter.
Is it Air Bud? That'd be funny if that's what it was. Oh no.
Oh no.
So it's actually Green Mile that it comes from, and I've never even seen that. And it's actually I'm Tired Boss, but I've been calling it I'm Tired Coach.
Oh, see, had you said the I'm Tired Boss,
you probably still wouldn't have fucking known.
Not right away, but I have seen Green Mile.
But I think what I saw was somebody took the I'm Tired Boss and turned it into I'm Tired Coach as a meme. And that's probably where
so it's internet culture.
Yeah,
I see.
That's probably where I picked it up on. Anyways, yeah.
Raw had a really good first hour, and the hour and a half that followed was not nearly as good.
I feel like the dude, like one of those dudes in any movie that it happens in that starts falling down the hill at the beginning, and it's not so bad, but by the end of it, they're fucking flipping. And it's just way more painful. I just... It started off with so much promise. And yeah. We got 2 pretty bad women's matches. One of which involving probably my favorite woman in the business. Well, not in the business. Honestly, two of my favorite women were involved in 2 different matches. But
yeah, Becky's wasn't great, and Vacure's wasn't great either.
I just let them wrestle each other. Fuck it. Listen, I just need a good match. Anyways, that's gonna do it, guys. We'll see where things go. I'm not looking forward to the next week of fucking Jay, and we're gonna get a promo between him and Punk. LA Knight's gonna interfere.
Well, that'll be next week. Because they'll have Raw next week, and then they'll have the match that Saturday. So,
yeah. So we'll see.
We'll see if it builds any steam.
Right, guys, that is gonna do it. Love y'all. We'll talk to you next time. Deuces.
Later.